Hey, welcome back. It's Peggle. Definitely gonna play Peggle too. I forgot to download it, but next week or something, or in 2 weeks. I've never played Peggle 2, so I'm a little bit too hard on myself when I play games like Final Fantasy, and it's just a lot. So I understand why I want to play those games, because it's like my childhood, and I want to revisit them. And sometimes just playing them by myself feels a little bit like a waste of time or something. But Peggle, it's always in, just games like this. I remember Katamari Damacy was a good game too. So I need more games like this that I have to think about, that I can play. So I did a lot of stuff this week, but I'm not going to talk about any of that because, well, I guess this counts as something I did this week, but I created a Hinge account. I think I had one before, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I got like 20 dating app accounts. But I kind of focused on Hinge because it like markets itself. It's like, oh, it's the best dating app for, like, we want you to delete this app afterwards. And the frustrating thing about these apps is whenever you start using them, you get matches like right away. Because I guess they're introducing you to like the entire pool of everybody on Hinge. But then of course after like a week or a couple weeks, you've already been introduced to everybody there. So the only option is to just wait for new people, and that takes forever. Oh, I died. But I matched with somebody who I think we've barely talked. We've talked a little bit. I matched with somebody who I think I could like, but she's not talking to me that much. I'm doing like my thing that I do, which is like every time she talks, I talk back like as quick as possible. So what happened is we talked a little bit on Tuesday, and today's Thursday, and so I sent her a message on Tuesday, and we talked a little bit, and then I sent the last message, and she didn't respond. I didn't ask her a question, but I was like, okay, I gotta wait. So this is what I have done in the past. Like, I'll wait for her to respond, and that's what I did. I waited a day, and she hasn't responded. So Hinge has this thing where you can send voice messages. I think I'm going to try to do that, but I don't know what to say. I mentioned in the past there were a couple times where I talked to somebody like this where they weren't really giving me too much, and I was thinking like, oh, they are just not interested. And I guess I don't, maybe I've flipped a little bit on that and been like, maybe that's not, I mean, that's possible, obviously, because like, why would anybody like me anyway? But I'm trying not to say that. But, I can get it. I can't get it. It's not gonna happen. I was gonna spend this day trying to think about what to say, and it's always a bad idea to do this, just kind of like go off the cuff and be like, okay, what should I say? But maybe sometimes it's interesting. So I really like that she's a middle school math teacher, and I think that's super cool because I like middle school math is like my favorite, probably, because it's before, it's just, I think the reason why it kind of seems easy is because they're introducing you to like the basic concepts of a new thing. So like once you understand the new thing, it's easy because it's the basic stuff. So it's like, I don't know, algebra or whatever. Once you understand it, it's like easy. But then when you get older, you have to you build on those concepts, and that's when it starts to get harder. I never did anything harder than calculus with math. And I guess I thought, like, well, what am I going to do with a math degree? Like, what can... I guess you can do, like, statistics and stuff, but then you go into statistics, not math. The reason why I picked accounting, one of the many reasons, I mean, the biggest reason is because I thought you didn't have to talk that much. But it's because I liked math, and I liked... in middle school. I remember I liked a lot solving that, those polynomial equations. It just, if it's like, was just kind of like a fun, like, Sudoku puzzle to me. It was like, when you have to multiply, you have two equations inside parentheses, and then you have to multiply them, and then you do, like, the insides and the outsides, and then you get a polynomial equation or whatever, like 600 plus x plus 50x squared or something. I remember liking that. I think we did that in 8th grade. Just having like a memory of it. But okay, we can't talk about that. What are we talking about? And so, well, this is another aspect I wanted to mention, which is I went to lunch with somebody today, and I'll talk about that later, but what stuck out to me, again, is that, like, I'm not being... It was good, and the guy, like, it's progressively feeling more comfortable, I guess. I felt more comfortable with him, but I still wasn't, like, being funny or interesting. I didn't really make any jokes or anything, or... So I'm worried if I just go on a date, I'm just going to be boring. In the text, when we're texting and bantering, sometimes I can make, like, jokes and seem kind of funny or interesting. But in person, I'm like a letdown, right? I'm definitely worried about that, and that's kind of what I felt when I've met the 3 other people. Like, especially the first one. I mean, that's why she didn't want to do a second date, and she was just like, oh, let's be friends, because I'm boring in person. I don't know. I mean, maybe this girl could be a horrible person, and it's a good thing that we don't meet or match or whatever, but I think I could like her, and I don't know what to say next. Like, okay, we matched, right? I don't feel like I've given her a reason to not like me from her initial response. I mean, maybe I have. So the only reason she's not talking more is because maybe she's waiting for me to ask her out. I wish I knew what was going on in her head. Like, what does she want? I'll do whatever she wants. If she wants to keep bantering and making jokes for the next month, I'll do that. If she wants to meet right away and go skiing or something, I'll do that. But I don't know what she wants. Oh, what do? Well, you ask her. So that's what I'm thinking about. Like, how should I ask? Like, what do you want? You can't just ask it like that. You have to be better about it. She's too cool for me anyway. She's a middle school math teacher. That's really cool. I don't know. It's not gonna happen. thought if I didn't have like severe introversion or anxiety, like I might be a math teacher. Just because I like doing the problems a lot, so like I wouldn't mind grading tests. Obviously being around kids is annoying. But it could be fun. Like when you're a teacher, you do feel purpose. Like you're helping people learn. And if you're a good teacher, then like you're replacing the job of a bad teacher who's like mean and makes kids hate math or something. I do remember thinking like when I was in school, like listening to the teacher talk all day and being like, how does he do this? He talks all day. I can barely even get a sentence out. How is he teaching? Look at how much he's talking. It's insane. I remember having that thought all the time. Like, I could never do that. And I was probably right, but I wouldn't have enjoyed teaching. It would have been a disaster for me. I would have, like, trying to control a class of kids and be like, listen to me talk about polynomial equations. I just don't have enough confidence for that to be like, what I'm saying is important. Well, that's just stupid math. I mean, you don't want to listen to me, fine. But you can't do that. That's why I think it would be better to be like a professor. Because for the most part, the kids are a little bit more mature and like they're, I don't know. The younger kids aren't, because they're still like high school kids. Like freshmen are still less. But when you get older, you're better. And you're there to learn. I don't know. You kind of get the idea. I remember teachers always saying, like, you're paying to be here. You don't want to be here, then go home. Which is obviously isn't true when you're in high school. Think I can get those. So come on, I mean, what am I gonna say to this girl? I think like it would be a good thing. Like maybe it would make her feel a little bit more comfortable if I left a voice note. But like, what am I gonna say? I'm worried that like, it'll sound like I'm leaving a message like, hey, what's up? Like, let's meet sometime. And it'll have this cadence of like, because the only time I ever talk and leave messages like that is like when I call the doctor or something. So it's going to sound like I'm making a doctor's appointment with her, like, hey, let's meet sometime, and here's my insurance card. I don't know. What do I do? I wrote down some stuff like, I guess I can start by saying like, hey, I'm new to Hinge and I wanted to try this voice message. I don't know if I should say that, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Does she want me to be like super weird and direct about it and be like, hey, like I'm looking for a serious relationship. What are you looking for? Like, does she want to just be like, does she want me to ask her out? I don't know. And like if I do ask her out, what am I gonna do? Like I kind of didn't enjoy, I don't think I'm very good in the like a restaurant setting. Like meeting for lunch or brunch or whatever. I don't really like that venue for me. The ice skating thing was maybe a little bit better, but I still didn't do a great job with that. I don't know, but maybe it was just because I didn't super like the people I was with. I don't know. This is really hard. What should I say? You can't help me because I have to do this today. I'm going to do it after therapy. This is going to be the last level that I play. Get in the hole. Oh, super slide. Hey. Okay, we got it. We're good. My chimney is like, something's banging in the chimney. I don't know what it is. Is there like a squirrel stuck in there? Can you hear it? It's like, boom. Okay, that's it. I mean, so this is the note that I wrote down, but it's not good, and I don't want to say this. So I'm new to Hinge and I wanted to try out the voice message. I thought I should ask you what you're looking for. I'm looking for a serious relationship. I don't want to say that, really. Let me know, and not responding is a totally valid response to this stupid message. I'll understand what that means. I know we haven't talked much. The timing is weird. That's stupid. For me, because I go to... Yeah, don't say that. I thought this... I don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel like I should ask the therapist maybe, but... That seems weird. Like, therapist, give me dating advice. So, we were talking about her being a teacher. I don't want to be... I feel like it's good to just be kind of myself, like genuine and kind of direct a little bit, and just be like, hey, I like... I don't know, because like it's weird to say, hey, I like you. I don't know if I like her yet. I guess this is what I'm going to say. I don't know if I could say this, though. Like, hey, I wanted to ask if you wanted to do something, or if you wanted to just, like, keep talking here, or if you don't want to talk at all, that's fine. I don't know. I guess I could say something like that. I don't know. See you tomorrow.